This is Niger's most famous asset, the desert. Around 2/3 of Niger's nearly 1.3 million square kilometers are covered by the Sahara. It ranges from barren rocky plains and arid mountain ranges to hidden oases and undulating sand dunes, forever in motion. A breathtaking landscape that can become lethal if you lose your way. Ibrahim Kunar is a former rebel soldier who decided to become a tour guide instead, using his knowledge of the desert to give visitors the ultimate adventure.
C'est important, les gens qui vivent dans les grandes villes.
It's important for people who live in big towns where there is a lot of noise and people. For example, the people who come from America. Because it rests the mind, it's silent. There aren't any car horns or cars, it's just nature.
Tourism in Niger is underdeveloped, but Ibrahim opened his guide company 5 years ago, at a time when the government talked about growing the tourism industry. For outsiders like Rainer Schwenzfeier, who was part of the Africa Journal crew that visited the region, traveling here without a guide like Ibrahim would be impossible.
It's great. I was never before in the desert, and all these sand dunes and stuff makes me even afraid. You know, like yesterday we were traveling through the big dunes, and somehow I felt lost. I didn't know, where's the way now, where is he going now, why is he going this way and not that way, and it confused me. Even so, it was very beautiful.
Camping is the only option if you are staying in the desert, and the cook is a vitally important member of the team. Mamadou Ramon has been doing this job for nearly 40 years, and it's taken him across the sands of Niger and as far as Algeria and Libya.
You take your restaurant with you. You have everything in your car. Well, nearly everything. You make bread there, in the desert, that's your oven. You've got your equipment, your pot, you bring everything. If you know your job, you can do it.
The Sahara is called the living desert by the nomads who travel through it. Even when you think you have set up camp in the middle of nowhere, someone nearly always appears for a cup of tea. But when it's time to move on, there's a strict rule that car tracks and footprints should be the only signs of your visit left behind.
It's not just me or this agency. Everyone normally respects the environment and nature. There's nothing as fragile as nature. You leave a little thing, you'll find it here next year.
Niger is also known for its colorful festivals. The town of Agadez is in the middle of the country, a gateway to the northern desert and an old trading town that has existed for centuries. Once every Muslim year, the people here celebrate Bianu, a festival held only in Agadez that marks the migration or hijrah of the first followers of the Prophet Muhammad. Like most of Niger's attractions, you have to be in the know to catch it.
It's a magnificent country which begs to be explored more, so tomorrow we will head out into the bush.
The human contact that you have here, the warmth, the welcome, well, you have to live it to feel it.
But visitor numbers have dwindled in the past 2 years because of a rebel uprising that has closed the north of the country to foreigners. The rebel groups say they are fighting to draw attention to the lack of investment in this part of the country. This has been an on and off conflict for the last 20 years.